Bring everybody up to the stage. The first person I want to bring up to the stage is Mr. Joseph Sikora. Look at them, ladies. Check them out. Joseph, thank you so much for joining us. Next up to the stage, where my young ladies at? Y'all like great acting, but y'all like great music too. It is my pleasure to bring to the stage, Timmy. The next brother, y'all hold your hearts. I almost fell out when I saw him backstage. I said, oh no! The brother from the Inkwell, the brother from Love Jones, the brother that's on Power, Lorenz Tate. Okay. You know what? I love all the male folks. They're beautiful. But I like when my sisters are leading and taking charge and starring in their own TV show. I don't know what y'all heard, but she's the star of the show. Naturi Naughton. It's going to be all about the Power panel. There they are.
Oh.
They are out.
Appreciate y'all.
All right.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Everybody's good? All right.
We're going to let y'all all say hello. Go ahead, Rotimi.
Ladies, ladies, and more ladies.
Hey.
Butterscotch is here,
butterscotch.
baby.
Yes, come get some of this chocolate.
And you know what, Joseph?
Don't, you're already converting to the African culture.
Y'all lost
Yes,
your
my dress is from
minds.
Ghana people. Represent for West Africa.
Absolutely. Now, y'all lost your minds when Joseph came out, so you guys show Joseph some love. You can say hi to people if you need to.
Hey.
We're going to jump right into the questions. And the first question that I have for the panel is, did you see Power being the huge hit that it is today? Everybody's talking about it. So was that something that you saw when you first were approached with the project?
For me, I came on season 2, you know, so the engine was already moving, but people were just starting to find out about it. I didn't know how big it was until my mom called me, and so, she was at church. And she was like, I'm the coolest woman in the church right now. I was like, why? She was like, and my mom was a little Nigerian woman. So she was like, Rotimi, God has blessed you today with power. I said, oh. So when I got the audition, it was excitement for me. So I didn't know it was going to get like this, though.
Right.
You know, it took on a whole, I didn't know, but I'm blessed.
Yeah, I remember actually when Rotimi auditioned season 2, I was like rooting for him because we're both from Jersey. But season 1, yeah, Jersey. Where my Jersey at?
New Jersey.
Hey.
Jersey, stand up.
Hey.
I'm from East Orange, New Jersey. Represent East Orange.
Yes, go.
Super
Jersey
proud.
in the building.
Ooh, I love that. But yeah, the energy is crazy. But season 1, to answer your question, I remember reading the script and seeing Tasha, you know, just being this bad, strong, sexy, confident wife of Ghost, played by Amari Hardwick. We got to shout out Amari.
Yes.
He has carried this show for 6 seasons. So I always believed in it. But I never imagined that we would have this, worldwide fan base that has really changed the culture. We've done more than just a TV show. We've been a part of the culture.
And when it comes to Power's success, what was your lives like before Power hit versus where they are today? Because I know people
Lorenz was
always
always a superstar. Lorenz was always a
He's
superstar.
he's a legend.
I mean, can
He's
we
a
just
legend.
give it up for Love Jones? Can we give it up
Absolutely.
for Why Do Fools Fall in Love? I mean,
Yeah.
everything. This man is.
Naturi is my agent, my publicist.
I
my
am his biggest fan.
My marketing strategist. I mean, I can say that, what has happened to me differently, people think that I'm super slick. People think that I got something, ulterior motives. I'm like, there's a difference between Lorenz Tate and Rashad Tate, okay? People think that I got some crazy stuff that's always going on, and I'm chill, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
And now I'm being invited to more political stuff. Like, people want me to be a part of political things and activities and stuff, and I'm like, I don't write this stuff, you know what I mean? I'm happy to be a part of it. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, so that has been a bit of a difference for me. And I gotta say that Power fans don't really separate the actor from the role. So I'm really Councilman Tate to everybody here. She's really Tasha.
Oh, yeah.
That's Dre, and that's
Exactly.
Tommy. To everybody.
crazy.
It's like,
Yes.
and I haven't, it's a really interesting dynamic.
So fellas, talk to me about life pre-Power. What was your life like pre-Power?
Life pre-Power, I was in Atlanta just cooking up music, man, just trying to figure out what my next move was. For me personally, 2013 was one of the worst years of my life, so Power was a blessing, and I moved to New York, closer to my family, and it just changed the whole trajectory of my life. So it was a moment for me, man, truly.
And Joseph, for you?
Yeah, I was doing a lot more theater. It was definitely hard to pay my bills. New York is expensive. Between unemployment and putting up drywall, I managed to do some theater and some voiceover work. So, you get what you get. But as far as the success of the show, when I first met 50, right before we started filming season 1, he said, this is going to be a huge hit. It's like anything out of the black culture, though. It's going to take white people about 5 years to catch on. So it came to fruition, and everything Fifth said. He said 7 seasons. It's kind of 6 with this 7th season because it's 15 episodes with the pause in there. So kind of everything 50 said was going to happen, happened. So I just trusted. I showed up. I knew my lines and had fun.
Well, we love having fun with you guys every week. So let's talk about how you approach your characters. And I'll start with Naturi, because a lot of times people love that power, they like that sass, they like the relationships, following how you're playing out in your relationships. How do you approach your character?
I mean, every season is different. This season, I approached Tasha more independent of Ghost because I'm about tired of Ghost and his nonsense. I want a divorce. Did y'all hear that? But every other season, it was more a collaborative effort between myself and Omari. Tasha and Ghost were like Bonnie and Clyde. And this season is the first year where she was like, wait a minute, I can be my own woman. So
Yes.
I tend to watch a lot of, films where it's women in leading roles, black women being strong. Sorry, there's a little feedback, sound. Anyway, I just think the approach is making sure that I feel strong and confident in the woman, in the character, because Tasha is her own boss this year. She's not looking for Ghost to validate her, so I think that's a huge point.
So Lorenz, talk to me a little bit about what you are bringing to your character, because you mentioned earlier that you are not your character. So how do you kind of get in that mindset?
I mean, I like to find something that sort of separates me from the character, because you always, in projects that we do as actors and actresses, you see our face. So how can I do something with the same face, but the interpretation of who I'm becoming is different? And when it came to Rashad, I wanted him to be a likable person because I knew that he was going to do things that were unpopular. So I said, every time I step into a room, I'm going to lead with a smile. I'm going to high-five everybody, I'm going to hug everybody, and I'm going to lead with something that doesn't seem like, you know, he has his agenda. He never wants, I want to always throw people off a little bit. And I think with the smile and the kindness, usually does that for Rashad, and then, you know, you start seeing other things. And also just doing a little backstory on who he is, talking with the creator of the show, Courtney A. Kemp, who's phenomenal. Also,
Shout out to Courtney.
Shout out to CK. Also, just doing my research on different politicians. You know, politicians who were decent politicians, corrupt politicians, just doing all
of them, right?
But quite a few got their hands in some sticky dirtiness on some level. But I did my due diligence with that, and just trying to find something that, you know, people can see that I have really become this person, and again, separate from Lorenz and become Rashad.
Well, thank you for that. Now, you guys, talk to me a little bit about your motivation and what you bring to your individual characters.
The motivation? The motivation for Dre, I think, for me, actually, like, I studied a lot of Al Pacino to get Dre. That was the motivation for Dre. I studied a lot of Al Pacino. I studied a lot of Robert De Niro, because it's all about the subtleties and how he moves. So he'll smile for 2 seconds, and then he'll do something shady in 2 seconds, you know what I mean? And so I saw a lot of that in those characters. But I think for the motivation behind Dre, I think he just wants to take care of his daughter, you know, and that's what gets lost. And I think people are going to learn that this year, that his motivation is to protect his daughter by all means. So it makes people say, what would I do in his situation? So that's what's kind of cool about this year.
And anybody, you want to jump in and tell us?
I like that answer. That was fantastic. It's more research than I did on my character. So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the fact that you guys are on cable. Do you feel like you're able to tackle topics and situations that you could not do on traditional TV?
I think so. I mean, again, another shout out to Courtney A. Kemp, the show's creator, along with Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. They really pushed the envelope on for characterizations, for showing New York in its reality, in all its wonderful colors. So it's great to represent New York in a really true way, I think, and that doesn't always happen on television. So I think that the cable platform is really inducive of being able to change and influence culture.
We couldn't tell Power on Disney. Can y'all imagine what that would be like?
We have
the
way
Disney
too much
version
sex.
of Power.
Like all of our sex scenes, Lord Jesus, we got to be on cable.
You got to be on cable.
It's too grown. It's too grown.
It's uninhibited, and it becomes, as Tommy is, as Joseph is saying about the characters that we play, whether it's Tommy.
That was Tommy. It's all right.
Whether it's Dre, whether it's Tasha, you couldn't play those characters on, you know, any other platform other than what we do with cable, and so it allows us to really live and do what we want to do. And to me, it feels like a movie when you're able to go and show up. You're able to do things. I've done some stuff on primetime TV that you just could never get off here. So it's definitely the best platform, and Starz has given us a lot of love.
And let's talk about the influence of the show on the culture. How does Power represent the culture in a real authentic way?
Well, first off, I mean, I think Power shoots in New York City. Yeah, we are the realest of the realest.
Absolutely.
You know, the show incorporates so many different cultures. I mean, we have like Leela Lauren, she speaks Spanish, and even Omari spoke Spanish a lot in seasons 1 through 4. We have different characters from different backgrounds. We have such a good representation, I think, of what a diverse culture represents, and New York is super diverse. But I think Power has influenced the culture by utilizing music in a really cool way.
Exactly.
50 Cent has, you know, killed it. And I mean, I know a lot of people mad at the new theme song. I wasn't gonna talk about it. But you know, the Joe version is coming back, because I love Joe.
Look at them, they're
It's
like,
a big
yay.
rich town, hey. But I think music, but just the fact that people are that involved in our theme song, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's moving the culture, because most people's shows, they wouldn't care what you play. Our theme song is a part of the culture. So we've done a great job of making sure diversity, music, the characters, the realness, the drug organizations, we've made this a real platform, and it's super authentic, and I think that's why people enjoy it.
So let's talk a little bit about the comparisons between various shows. So people say Power is better, this show is better, that show is better. What
Are we
does
still being
Power
compared?
offer
There's no
up?
comparison.
There
There's
is no comparison.
There's no comparison.
No comparison. Well, that answers that question.
No,
We don't
next
even have to go
question.
any.
Next question.
No, I think she's talking about Power versus
We are
Game
the
of Thrones.
originals.
So there's no comparison.
It's Game of Thrones or Power. I get it, but it's hashtag. We don't need no stinking dragons.
We don't need them dragons.
Oh, I love it. Now, Notori, you mentioned really quickly about the theme song. And so there's a lot of talk on social media about the show in general. How does that affect your personal lives when people go in about magazine covers and songs and theme songs and things like that? How do you handle that personally?
Wow, that's a good question. Outside of the theme song, to answer your question, people, like Loren said, people don't always know how to separate Tasha from Naturi. You know, I'm really just a regular Jersey girl. I'm a new mom. Yes, Jersey's in here deep. But also, I am not the character. So sometimes people walk up to me like, you know, I'm so sick of your son, Tariq. And I'm like, I don't have a son. What you talking about? I have a daughter. But I mean, because I think people definitely in our personal lives project onto you what your character. When I was having my little affair with Terry Silver, the lawyer, they were upset with me.
They were.
People were on Instagram like, why you sleeping with him? He ain't even right for you. He too corny for you. I'm like, I ain't really having sex with him. It's fake. So, yeah, that's how it affects personal life.
Anybody else have any comments? I'm quite sure everybody's heard things on social media about their own.
Oh, I mean, for me, for sure. Like, I'm so opposite
hate
of Dre. I get it so much. Like, oh, you kind of cute, but Dre gotta die. Like, God damn. Like, why you still alive? Like, oh my God. You know, so it's dope. But for me, it's cool because for Power, it put my music on a platform for me as well. So,
Yeah.
so it's kind of
Shout out to
separate.
Rosemi. Have y'all got the album Walk With Me?
Hey.
Yes.
Come on now.
Get my bros
Hey,
album.
Love Rhythm.
Yeah.
Love Rhythm.
So it's cool because I've been able to separate a little bit, but still, like, when you're a part of something as a young actor that affects the culture like that, you know that you're doing something right. So it's nothing but love. So I enjoy it. I fully enjoy it.
Well, you know what? We want to let the audience ask you guys some questions. So we're going to
Oh, Lord, I'm
open it
nervous.
up for the audience. I believe it's
What y'all
someone
wanna
out
know?
there who has a mic.
Have y'all screened these questions?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Here comes the mic.
this is
We're going to
live,
jump
uncut.
right into the questions. They're coming around. There she is with the mic. That's the sister. You need to grab her attention.
Yeah, let's get some order to this poor child. She gonna
All right. You have the
Joseph
first
is
question,
going to get all the
sister.
questions. Watch. They're about to ask.
So
All right, we have our first question.
can we make sure her mic is turned on and make sure sound?
Hello. Yeah. My question is for Lorenz. Will there be a Love Jones too?
She wants to know will there be a
If
Love
it's up to
Jones
me.
too?
If it's up to me, there will be, you know?
There it is.
She asked will there be a Love Jones too. This is about Power. I don't know.
See, y'all need to
Love
start
Jones fans
tweeting
out
about
here.
I wanna know
that
that
and all
answer,
that
too.
stuff. All right, let's get our next question.
Hi, this message is for Notori. Hi, Notori. Over here, we're from East Orange, New Jersey. So we appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go.
So, from a
Jersey.
young girl from East Orange, New Jersey, what would you tell the kids in East Orange what they should do to make sure they make it, to make sure they listen, and education is the key, and so on and so forth?
Super, super important. That's such a good question. She asked, what would I tell people from, you know, the young people from East Orange, how to make it? I mean, this could go for anywhere, but I would encourage you all, especially young people, to really study your craft, to really, really do the work, to make sure you are educated, because anybody can say, oh, you're talented, or you got skills, or whatever it is, but if you don't know how to read your contracts, and if you don't know how to make sure your money is right and you're not being taken advantage of, it's not gonna do you
So
any
true.
good. So I grew up in East Orange. I went to Catholic school. I was afforded different opportunities. I had both of my parents who supported me. But regardless of your circumstance, regardless of your home life, don't let anyone stop you from reaching your goals and your dreams. Let me tell you, because I'm a girl from the inner city, and I'm sitting here right here in front of you all today. So God is amazing. Believe in yourself and trust him in all things that you do.
Okay.
Let's grab the next question.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down the line. Tasha, Terry was not for you.
Thank you. You're right. You're right.
Yes. And
She's right.
Tariq, you need to beat his ass, okay?
I agree. I agree.
Lorenz, hi. We see what you was doing. You know, you try to play good, but you're crooked on the side.
Uh-oh.
You do realize these are statements, not questions, right?
Well, I'm giving you whatever I'm giving you.
Uh-oh,
Okay,
she going
Tommy.
all the way
See,
down.
Tommy, I was gonna tell you I love you, Tommy.
What you got? You got a question?
But Rotini, love you too.
Timmy.
And Tommy, love you, but you.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in
So she
Tommy
just-
mode. All
I
right.
mean,
Let's get the
showing
mic. Let's get the mic.
Joseph.
She's showing love. Okay, let's do the next question.
Is it only gonna be right here? Yeah, like.
Yeah, let's
we
go on
gotta
this
get-
side.
We're going to be over there with the mic in 1 second. Yes, she's going to be over there next.
Hello, how are you?
Hey.
I love Power from day one. You know, Ghost is my main character. I love him.
Oh, thank you.
But I do have a question for all you guys. Life after Power. What, have y'all thought about that?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh,
Life after power.
Life after power.
She wants to know what's next. Life after power.
Life after power. Well, can I?
Love Jones too, right?
Damn it, Rotimi. Damn it, Rotimi. Listen, I don't know. That would be actually kind of dope and fly. But you know,
Can I just be in it though?
Yeah, of course you could be in it. Of course. The only thing is, I feel like you guys have made the movie Love Jones such a classic in terms of how long y'all support it. We just don't want to mess it up, you know. We just don't. It's like y'all get out there and mess it up, and then it ain't this kind of love. It's hate Jones, and I don't want hate Jones. So we're trying to be very careful. I got a couple movies that I'm doing and I'm producing along with my brothers, LaRon and Lamar, and trying to tell some stories about us from our perspective and our vision. We don't have to ask for permission all the time anymore. And so we want to tell our stories, and it's really important. And I encourage anybody who has, as Notori was talking about, dreams, and wherever you come from, you know, pursue those and apply those dreams and tell stories. We need more power level type shows and concepts. So if there's things that y'all got, you know, or anybody know, continue to encourage that so that life after power, we all sitting up here can continue to do great stuff. So that power is in y'all hand too. My thing is, I need a job after this, y'all, so hook a brother up.
No, he don't. Rotimi, life after power.
Life after power, definitely music, you know, working on a couple more projects. I'm going on tour. And I got a movie coming out next year called Coming to America too. So,
Yes.
Hey.
so I'm excited, you know, so we'll see what's going on.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to be in a little role in Ozark Season 3 and
Fire.
a couple of other things and a couple of projects that I've written. I just sold another script, which I'm happy about. So trying to make my own work, tell the stories I want to hear.
Yes. Do we have another question on this side? We have one last question on this side, and then we're going to switch over to this side.
So the question is for Tasha. Is it really over between you and Ghost, or are you going to try to rekindle?
So she asked, is it really over between Tasha and Ghost? Hell yes. I mean, this is the final season, and if you've been watching, episode 3 comes on tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. But I think there's a point as women, you know, this is Circle of Sisters, and as women, there's a certain breaking point you reach when there's no turning back with a relationship. She is not turning back, honey.
Uh-oh. Okay. So we're going to switch sides for our questions. So let me just ask the cast while we make that move real quick. Just talk to me a little bit about sort of what we can expect from this season? I know y'all can't give away all the good stuff, but give us a little tidbit. Can you give us a feel for what's coming up?
Well, you know, I guess the title of this season is The Final Betrayal. So I think you're going to see a lot of people who probably were together at odds. I think that you're going to see unexpected, you know, stories sort of get blown up on a whole nother level. It's an interesting thing. I think there's going to be moments where people are at the edge of their seats. They're going to be cussing out the screen. If y'all ain't already cussing out the screen. There's going to be things that I feel like people are going to be really happy about. They're going to be saddened. And Power is just going to, you know, this season, the gloves are off. The gloves are off.
So this truly is that season. This is going to be that change season.
I'm really excited about the Tommy and Lakeisha relationship this season. I think it's going to surprise a lot of people how fortified that gets. Wonderfully played by our friend Lala Anthony. I just love the evolution of her character from season 1 through all of the seasons into season 6, and I really enjoy that because there's an opportunity here that we've seen Tommy as an uncle, but we have never seen him as kind of a father figure, and we will get to see that, how he interacts with Cash.
So it's going to be the evolution of Tommy.
There's an evolution of Tommy, progressively.
Yes.
Are we ready for our questions on this side?
Okay.
Our person have the mic.
Question.
Okay, let's go ahead to the mic in the back.
And speak up into the mic and turn their mics up.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Is this the final season? That's the only thing I want to know.
She wants the real deal. Is it the final season?
Well, as you all can probably see, 50 Cent has been Instagramming, this ain't the final season. There will be spin-offs of Power. I'm sure you've heard. The first spin-off is called Power Book 2, but this is the final season of Power. Now, there may be worlds, I know I'm mad too, I'm mad too.
Don't be sad, sister, don't be sad.
But trust me, we have amazing writers. Courtney Kemp is phenomenal, another black woman who's show running, writing, producing, so we gotta give it up for her. And they've already announced Mary J. Blige is gonna be starring in the spinoff. So fret not, people. There will be a world outside of this world. It's gonna be all right.
Let's grab our next question. Okay.
Hello, guys. This question is for Tommy, Joseph. Are you going to kill ghosts?
She just wants to know.
That is a good question. Answer the question.
He can't answer it if he doesn't have a mic. He can't answer it. Let's jump into the next question.
That's a good question, though. Good try.
All right, our next question. All right, go ahead.
I have two questions. One, Tommy, can you take your glasses off?
Uh-oh.
I know, they can't see you.
I actually can't. I had some eye surgery done, and so I had to get cauterized, holes in my eyes cauterized because liquid was going in. I had some liquid going into my eyes.
Okay, all right. And
I don't want a motherfucking detached retina.
Your next question, sister.
Outside of Rotimi, because I follow all of you guys on Instagram, outside of Rotimi, do you guys interact with the people who follow you on Instagram and comment? Like, if it's a positive comment, do you guys respond yourself, or do you have someone that responds for you?
That's a great question. So do you have a representative, or are you tweeting and responding?
I'm sorry. Oh, you said outside. I thought that was specifically. Wait.
On my Instagram, it's hard to answer all the comments. Every now and again, after I initially post something, I'll try to stick on for 5-7 minutes, scroll through, positive or negative. I'll just be like, yeah. This, or like FOTH, whatever, however it goes. So, and that is from me. I handle my own account.
I handle my own account too. I actually really do post, do tag, do say things. However, there is a limit to how much we can read and absorb, because imagine being on this side of it. I mean, you guys get to to observe and be in our lives, but we still have to live our lives too. So there's a limit and there's a level to how much you can get caught up in what people say and think about you. So for all of y'all, take that home. It's not just about social media. Take the concept of what people say, think, comment, tag, tweet is not real life. So live your life for real and don't be concerned about what people say.
All right, let's jump into the next question. I see the lady in the green.
Hi. This question is actually for everybody. What was your favorite scene out of all the seasons to tape?
Favorite scene of all of the seasons?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I can go first. Mine was killing Holly. That was my favorite season. My favorite scene.
Damn, Joe.
That was only because it was my hardest day of work ever. I mean, it was a tough day of work.
He's like killing Holly.
And when I watched it, it seemed like I was watching a different person. It was rowdy.
I mean, it was beautifully done. Amazing acting, too. Did y'all see the slobber when he was strangling her? It was like spit. That was amazing.
It's a challenging scene.
I mean, phenomenal work. I don't know.
I'd say season.
Take your shirt off?
Y'all nasty.
Oh, my.
But now I'd say season 5.
Buy tickets to his show. If you want a shirt to come off, buy
to the
tickets
show.
to his concert.
Come
That's
to
a
the show.
separate fee. That's a separate fee.
Baby, yeah.
Hey!
Now I say the last episode in season 5 when it started with Dre making love to his baby moms, and then it turned into a whole fight scene and killing people. I think that was cool because it was like such a switch so fast, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's definitely gonna die now." And I think that was really creatively like written and performed. You know what I'm saying? Performed by me.
Favorite scene?
One of my favorite scenes is season 3, I think episode 6. It was called Why Her? And it's a moment with Ghost and Tasha in the car arguing about Angela being a Fed. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do? And I tell him, what you're going to do is keep fucking that bitch until I tell you to stop. And everybody was like, what? That was the most boss move that I think Tasha telling him to keep having sex with Angela until I tell you to stop. That was a moment, and that was like, okay, she's the queen.
And Lorenz, do you have a favorite scene so far?
Yes, I do, but it has not happened. Y'all have not seen it yet.
That was nice.
No.
That was nice.
I'm being real. Y'all, y'all haven't seen it. One of them comes out tomorrow. Another one is another episode. But I can say from season 5, I believe, there was a moment that was really interesting that I really appreciated was when Ghost and Tate get into a bit of a scuffle at a fundraiser, and Ghost is choking Tate out, right? And there's a moment where that switch turns when he looks at Ghost and says, you done effed up, right?
Yeah.
Which is a nice paid homage to the great Bill Duke from the movie Menace to Society.
Absolutely.
So we slid that in there.
Absolutely.
You done fucked up, right?
Absolutely.
So that was a really nice little, that was one of my favorite. And honestly, that little moment of, because I was saying something, I was ad-libbing something, and Omari, who plays Ghost, said, yo, you should play that homage to Menace. Slip that in there. And so that was a really nice moment, and that was probably one of my favorite,
Good stuff. Okay,
Yep.
do we have another? I'm sorry, do we have another question? Okay, brother, go ahead.
This question is for Lorenz, and shout outs to everybody on the Powercast. I love y'all, appreciate y'all.
you.
The show is dope. Lorenz, when you got this script, do you believe that this was the best script to reintroduce yourself to the world?
Yeah, I do, and I say this because this is a show that I was watching before I got on the show, and he's saying, do I believe that when I got this script, was this the best script to sort of reintroduce me to the culture, if you will, since movies that we've kind of talked about. And this is a show that definitely spoke to the culture. I watched it. I'm a fan of the show. Initially, I was supposed to play another character on the show. Very close friends with Omari Hardwick. I'm also good, friends with Courtney Kemp and 50, and so we've been trying to figure out how do I get on the show. And I say those names because they were helpful in getting me on the show. I was initially supposed to play Terry Silver.
Y'all didn't know that.
Right. Me and Terry and Tasha.
We would have had a good love story.
So I was like supposed to play opposite Naturi and all those wonderful love scenes. It didn't happen.
That would have been a dream come true for me, right, ladies? Y'all know, I mean.
It didn't happen because I was working on a couple other projects at the time, and I just couldn't get out of it. And so it went away, and I called up. It worked out where I spoke to Courtney, and I said, listen, I want to be a part of this TV show, any capacity. I'll do one episode. It doesn't matter. You're not talking to my agents or managers. None of those folk talk to me. I want to be on the show. And she says, have you ever played a politician? I think I got something for you. And we got to talking. I was like, oh, really, really? And she says, his name is going to be Tate. I said, sign me up. I'm used to that. And we kind of talked from there. So the character, I didn't know exactly what was going to happen because we have to keep things close to the vest. We can't really talk about the different storylines, but she says, you're going to be very happy. And I was just supposed to do, 3 or 4 episodes. And I came back for 5, and they allowed me to come back for 6. And 6 is gone. Tate jumps off in a real way. So to answer your question, I do think this was the best way to reintroduce myself in this kind of role to the culture. So yes.
I love that answer. Okay, do we have another question?
This is the last question.
Okay, last question.
First of all, thank you so much for letting us be a part of this, and the show is off the charts, so thank you. Before you all got together, I'm sure you maybe seen each other in passing, seen each other on television, but having worked together, what's the one thing that you respect the most about each other, both as actors and as people after working on this for so long together?
A great question,
That is
brother.
great.
He said, what do you respect about one another as actors since you've joined the show?
Wow.
What do we respect about each other? I feel like that everyone respects each other in the art that we do. Everybody understands that when you come to power, it doesn't matter if you're coming in season 4 or, season 1. Everyone who has been on the show understands that this is a family and we all have a job to do and that your game has to be on a level. So I respect that everyone has integrity. They love what they're doing on the show, and it certainly feels like a family. I've known these people. I've gotten to know them even better. And just the fact that I've been able to see each and every actor and actress grow, own what they're doing, and I only can say that wonderful things are going to happen for each of them after this. And I'm just happy to be a part of it and that they included me into the Power family. So much respect and a lot of gratitude to all of my fellow actors and actresses.
That was such a good question. Thank you, Lorenz. I'm going to go down the couch because I think you wanted specifically. What I respect about, like, the people that are here, I mean, we can go through everybody, but Joe Shakora. I've done a lot of scenes with Joe, and he is the most daring, courageous, improvising actor who is unafraid to take risk. There's a scene when, in the beginning, like season 2, when I asked him, is he having sex with my best friend, Lakeisha? And he drinks this orange juice, like, gulps it down.
Yeah, we took out all the lines except for the drinking the orange juice.
Yes, what?
We took out all the lines, Tommy's
know.
responses. So
But it was so good how he is able to take whatever's in the script, and I just respect the kind of actor he is. I respect the person. He's really prepared, and he's super on it, but he's not afraid to take risk, and I've learned a lot from you.
Thank you, Naturi. That's humbling.
For
Thank
real. Rotimi, butterscotch. I was kind of mad, honestly, when he came to the show that he didn't have a lot of scenes with me, with Tasha, because we're friends and we've known each other for years. I respect this man so much, and I've watched him grow. Like, because I know the struggle. He knows the struggle. It's not easy in the music business, trying to get your music shit out, trying to do it. He's doing it, and I'm super proud of you. And he came to this show on the humble. I respect Rotimi as a man because of his humility, but I also respect his quiet strength. When he comes on set, he is prepared, he is focused, and he is strong. You got this, brother. I'm so proud of you.
Wow. Wow.
Lorenz Tate. Lorenz Tate is someone I have admired and really genuinely dreamed about working with since I was an 11-year-old girl. I don't know why I'm so emotional today. I used to like really be in love with you. I still am, obviously. I kind of still am. Don't tell his wife.
No, I love you.
No. But I haven't had a lot of scenes with him, but this season we got to play a little more. Lorenz and I have so much fun on set. I respect your joy and your light and just the kind of actor you are. It makes you feel safe and you support us. And thank you for coming into this circle and being so kind. And for the man that's not here, Omari Hardwick, my husband for 6 seasons. I know he ain't been the best husband, but Omari Hardwick as a man, I respect who he is. I respect how he has been such a big brother to me and his home, in his life. He handles a lot and juggles a lot, but I just gotta say shout out to Omari because carrying a show for 6 years is not easy. And he's been so wonderful in a support system around me and all of us as a family, so. That's it.
That is
Queen
wonderful.
Sorry,
I just had to get all that out.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
It's like therapy.
Nothing, everybody. Naturi, nothing. Wow.
Wow. So any other final thoughts? Let's just wrap it up. Final thoughts on the season of Power. Give us one word to describe this season.
I'd say powerless.
Wow. Wow.
Finality.
Finality.
The best.
The best.
That's 2 words.
Uncertainty.
Uncertainty. Ooh, I love it. Well, what I need the room to do is to put your hands together. The cast of Power.
Thank you guys so much.